Hey, my name is Cynn Coburn, owner of Dissident Cigars, and you're listening to the Final Third podcast. Ooh.
Coming to you from the award-winning Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge, PCA's 2024 Best of Leaf Midwest Cigar Bar, Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge, it's the Final Third podcast.
Welcome back to the Final Third podcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Scott.
I'm Mike, and we have, guess what? Another guest with us this week.
Yeah.
Another one. I still like this theme. So, Rob, who do we have with us?
So today we're actually having an event here at the lounge while we're recording today, and we have Cynn Coburn from Dissident Cigars.
Hello.
Super excited to have her
Welcome,
here
Cynn.
and just talk about all things Dissident, your life, drinking, whatever we do,
Yeah.
all the things.
Your
Nice.
hat, I love it, by the way.
Thank you.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
I wear it all the time, and I won't say, it looks really good, right? But it's really because I have bad hair days.
That's the guy move right there.
That is true. That is true. See, that's why I keep it cut so short. I go for a weekly haircut, and I'm going again tomorrow because I can't stand bad hair days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to admit it. I get lazy.
Yeah.
It's called efficient.
It is efficient.
It's efficiency,
Hey, as
not
long as
laziness.
it's good going down this way, it's all fine on top, right?
Oh, yeah. You'll
Yep,
never know what's under this mess.
Exactly.
Love it. Love it.
So today we're actually going to be smoking the Plasmatic from Dissident. We have these in the humidor. Hopefully they'll be gone before this actually broadcasts. But you know what? If they aren't, come in and grab some of these. I'll probably get some more. So tell us a little bit about the makeup of this cigar. Do I have to put you on the spot?
Dissident has been known for many years as being a heavier brand, right?
Yeah.
Like pretty much all the cigars before I purchased the company has been super heavy. So my goal was to introduce a kind of different notes and different cigars in general to Dissident, so it was appealing to more than just a certain smoker. So I started off with the Molotov, which was a medium cigar, and then with the Plasmatic, it was kind of going down the same route. So with this cigar, it's more of a medium cigar. You're going to get more notes of floral, which was really, really important to me with this cigar. So yeah, I mean, if you've been smoking for a bit, you can definitely pick up this cigar, no problem. So it does have a Sumatra wrapper on it.
Okay.
And when I originally blended it, I did it without the Connecticut barber pole. And so many people think that barber poles are just like this fancy thing that you look at, but it actually does serve a purpose. So when I blended this cigar, I put the barber pole on it, and it changed it just enough that I really, really enjoyed this cigar.
Nice.
So yeah, so the Connecticut on there just brought it down a notch and made it to where I love it with coffee.
So it brings
pretty
out
much-
some creaminess.
Yeah, just anything. It's just like a great cigar. I mean, first thing in the morning, at night.
Totally get the floral
Eating
note right there on the
Isn't that
cold draw,
crazy?
and then like first light, just the first puff, it was
Yeah.
right there, immediate,
Nice.
but not like aggressive, just really, really pleasant.
Yeah, that was my goal.
Well, cool.
So-
Well, awesome. Well, we're going to be smoking that, and then we're going to sip on the Dissident Bourbon as well. So this is a 101 proof bourbon whiskey, their brand, and you tell us about that again, because I can't remember. It's Tenacity Craft in Detroit.
In Detroit,
So tell us a little bit about that, because
yeah.
they're your friends out here, right?
Yeah, they're really good friends of ours. And actually, when I bought Dissident, this was a company that was already running for many years, I believe since 2013. So when I took Dissident over, there really wasn't any stock for people to buy Dissident. And
Tell
I'm
me
like,
when
oh
to
my
stop.
God, what? Keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going.
There you go. I like it. Yeah, that's right.
All right, we're going big.
We're drinking today.
It's like whiskey and cheese. Just don't stop.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Sin, I can tell we're going to get along just
Yes,
fine.
exactly.
Whiskey and cheese. Yeah, you're talking my kind of style there.
Like, don't ever get me in front of like one of those waiters where they're like spinning the thing.
Say
you
what?
know?
Oh.
I'm like, just fuck
Yeah.
me up.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm the
Yes,
exact same way.
absolutely.
Yes.
God, you ever just go to like the cheese whiskey store in like a Kroger or something, and you're just looking. It's like, I just need a sample of everything, please.
Can I just buy the fridge?
That would
Yeah,
be
Take the whole
exactly.
fridge
Yeah.
home. Yeah. So where were we at? Oh, the disky.
The
disky.
The disky. The disky.
Sorry,
Disky.
it took all of about 5 seconds for Cynn to bring up food. Normally, it's one of us
Yeah,
guys
it wasn't
bringing
even
up
us
food.
this time.
Yeah.
Cynn brought it up, and that just derails the show automatically.
Yeah, my
so.
bad.
She fits
No,
right in.
we love it. We love it.
So yeah. So okay. So we were left with very little for inventory in the factory, and I'm like, well, what can we do? And I'm like, you know what? Let's do a whiskey. Like, we're dissident. Like, let's come out with a whiskey for the first thing.
Heck yeah.
So, you know, as a way to be dissident, but also give back to the community that's been supporters of dissident for a very long time. Because this is a whiskey you can't purchase. Like, you have to get it from a cigar lounge. You have to win it, or like what we're doing tonight where everyone gets to try it.
Yeah.
So that's the purpose of this whiskey. And yes, it was made in Detroit, Michigan by very good friends of ours. It is 101 proof, and it was made specifically to be able to be drank with most cigars. So
Yeah.
that was very important, because a lot of people don't understand that whiskey and cigars, like, there could be absolutely terrible pairings. Like, and we've learned that very quick. I mean, if you have a certain cigar and a certain whiskey, it's either going to dumb down the whiskey, make the cigar super strong, or vice versa, or they complement each other really well. So with this whiskey, we made sure it went really good with.
So is this
cigars.
their distillate? Is this their own distillate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So nothing sourced.
Wow, they distilled in
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to have to check out this. This distillery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already breathing smoke in my face here. So I'm new to smoking. So, you know.
Rob
Yeah.
Bellin got a
Right.
boo-boo today.
Yeah. We'll talk about that at some point. But
Just drink up. It's okay.
just drink up. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So this is
so
very good already.
It is
Are they
very
still
good.
Are they still in business? I'm
Yeah.
assuming. Okay.
Yep. He does
So we
beer
need-
too. So
So we need to we'll make a trip up there and see him and do a show from up there, because I've never heard of this brand, and I'm super excited to try new brands all the time. So, and this has got all that vanilla flavor, and vanilla and oak is one of my main flavors are in this. Do you know how old this whiskey is by chance?
it's not. It's about a year. Is when we did it. Was
it.
only a year.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow,
crazy for 101 proof and it being that smooth, and yeah.
And actually have that color and the flavor on this too at that
These
age.
had to be small barrels, I'd think.
It is. Yeah.
Oh,
Small
okay,
barrels.
that makes
Yeah,
sense. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because 53s to get this color would be.
Oh yeah, no, you got
Crazy,
two,
yeah.
Especially in Michigan when you're not getting any temperature variations very often.
Yeah.
What was
not
that
Except for
company?
winters.
What was the company that brought in that penny wheat? It wasn't penny wheat, but what was that?
That was Cleveland.
The Cleveland stuff. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
24 hours aged.
Oh my
They would like
gosh.
It was
hyper
a-
aging it.
It was.
Oh, they were compressing it with like
Yeah.
machinery.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
it was not bad, but like you could tell it was young and machine processed. Like it was interesting. This is good for
So
it.
This is very
not
good.
only is it good, this pairs perfectly with this cigar.
It really does.
I can't figure out if it's the whiskey or if it's the cigar, but I'm getting like violet.
Isn't
It's the
it
combo.
crazy?
It's the
Like,
combo.
I think
I'm
it is the
telling
combo.
you, yeah, like
Like that floral note has really become super concise, and I'm just picking out violets. Like that is it to me, 100%. Like right at the front, and then it goes down into those vanilla. It's not a very heavy caramel, which I really
No.
like. The sugar is not aggressive there, which lots of bourbons and they get really aggressive on sugar. This is definitely not one of those. Some people say bourbon's a little too sweet for me. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This one is not that.
Well, and I like the fact that you decided to go with over 100 proof, because too many times, especially you're talking about a celebrity brand or something like that, they try that 80
80
to
or
90
90.
proof to try to fit everybody, and then
You
they lose
can't.
3/4 of the people because they don't want the
Yeah.
low proof. This is actually proofed properly.
I feel like it's the right amount if you're a cigar smoker. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna get a more balanced. I don't know the words because I'm not a whiskey connoisseur, but it just balances both out. Like when I smoke the soapbox with this, when you do a dry inhale on the soapbox, you pick up plum. When you drink this with it, it's like, oh my God, it's plum. Like,
Oh,
it's
wow.
so good. So yeah.
There's a lot
So
of fruity notes in this.
I bet
Yeah.
it must
Floral.
intensify those high notes that Jackie talks about a lot,
Exactly.
the high notes on that. So that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, we had a whole tasting experience with Jackie Zykan, who
We talked about that earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
Her
That's pretty
favorite, her
cool.
favorite's Indigo Child.
Oh,
there you
just
go.
before the show, I'm like putting it on here. So I'm like,
Sniff it.
Excellent.
don't
Yeah.
mind me.
Yep, all those fruit notes
So
come
Jackie,
through.
you got another fan.
Just a lighter. I need a lighter.
Oh, a lighter. Okay, do you want soft flame or?
Anything.
There you go. There's that.
Thank
Full
you. Oh,
jet.
look at you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go with this
We
one.
got all the jets.
All the jets.
Yeah. So, okay. So you're here. We're doing this event today. We're doing this on a Wednesday for a purpose. Lisa's been working hard to get Ladies Night started back up again. And what better lady in the industry than you to come out and actually kick that off for us?
Thank you. I appreciate
So we're
that.
hoping to have some ladies out here. Again, that's going to be going on going forward Wednesday nights.
Every Wednesday, right?
Every Wednesday.
Yep.
Yep. And that'll be, Tam and Lisa are always here on Wednesdays. Chloe's here a lot of Wednesdays as well. I'll be working, so they'll actually be able to hang out with you. And then I got to work my butt off to let all the ladies have their good
Oh,
time.
you're working the bar now.
Yeah.
I think that's
That's
a real
subjective.
problem.
Yeah.
Man.
One for
Sorry.
you, one for me, one for you.
Pours only, everyone. Sorry.
Yes, pours only.
Yeah,
Rob's been
pours
trying
only.
to cut down to 12 ounces of bourbon a day. I mean, that's a tall order, man.
Yeah, yesterday that blew that out of the water.
We
again.
did. We
Hey,
did.
next time you guys are doing that, give me a call.
I
What the
will.
hell?
I thought
Yeah.
I thought you were here when Dan talked about that.
Nope,
we'll
I
talk
wasn't.
about that later for
Yeah,
sure. So
that looked like a good time.
it
You
was.
guys need a
Yeah.
group chat when the distributor comes. Just be like, just ring everybody up.
Yeah.
Distributor's here.
That's
That is
just
true.
Distributor chat.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So, okay. So let's hear a little bit about your story. I mean, I know a little bit about it, but I know a lot of people don't. Tell us, what got you into the cigar industry, where you're going with it, and, the little bit of the story about along the way.
Yeah, it started, man, a number of years ago. So I was a single mom for a long time. And I was never really a cigarette smoker or anything, but raising kids as a single mom, I was really needing something to separate myself. Like you're just raising kids nonstop. You're just like,
Yeah.
Exhausting.
I need to step out for a minute
Yep.
before I knock some heads together. So I actually lived in an apartment that had a balcony, and I've always loved the meaning of cigars, right? Like the fact that you can just sit and relax and breathe slowly. And, cigars are absolutely a de-stressor. People can talk shit all they want about cigars if they're not in the cigar community, but they truly don't understand the value that a cigar holds.
Right.
And so that was the start of my journey. And I was living in Michigan at the time, and I decided to go into, it ended up just being like a convenience store that I just Googled where cigars were. I knew nothing about cigars. And so I went into this convenience store, and it was like one of those ones where it's like the glass case, right? At the register, right? And it was like all these just like cigars that some didn't even have labels on them. I had no idea what I was doing, but I thought the guy behind the counter would be helpful. He was not, and I did not know that at the
No
time.
way.
I'm like, can you just like give
That's a
me like
surprise.
recommendation of like a good smoking cigar? And he did end up giving me like a few Connecticut's. I don't even know what they were. I have no memory of what it was that I grabbed that day, but it was like 5 different ones. I'm assuming they were all Connecticut. But that was the start of my journey. I sat out there, and it was just so nice. I could still watch my kids. I could enjoy my time on the balcony, and yeah, it just went from there. And then I quickly learned that there's a lot of lounges and stores where they're selling cigars, and that's literally all they do. They don't know what they're doing. And so I started learning on my own about cigars so I can educate other people. And then I realized that there's really not a lot of women in this industry. I think there's a lot of female cigar smokers, but they're scared to walk into the lounges.
Right.
So
We get quite a bit here, actually.
Yeah.
that's awesome. That
It
means
is a
you're
bit
definitely
surprising,
doing
yeah.
something right, because I think that there's a lot of women, even men sometimes, that are intimidated because you have this certain view in your mind of what a cigar lounge is going to be. It's going to be like hoity-toity, and you're going to walk into this sea of cigars and no idea what you're doing. So you overcompensate by walking in, and you're just like, oh, I don't need
Give me the
help. And
biggest, damn, darkest thing.
Right,
What's
yeah.
most expensive, right? You don't actually find out what you like. You smoke one, and then you're like, I'm never doing that again.
Right.
Right,
And then you're turned
yep.
off by cigars, and you never want to do it
I'm going to
again.
break my neck nodding over here because I love your description of the culture. We talk about it all the time, and it's what Rob's worked really hard to bring in here.
You guys
You
are doing it
can't
right.
you can't smoke a cigar quickly.
No.
You
Oh,
just
God.
have to sit and take the time
Yeah.
and relax and enjoy the people around you. So I love hearing you talk about that.
Well, and the other thing is your body's going to tell you to fucking stop. If you smoke anything fast for the first time, you know, I'm not
Damn sure.
like, you're going to be like, oh, I'm never going to do this again.
was
And
a
you're going to be
terrible
like
idea.
hurling on the side of the building, you know? So yeah, I mean, like, I just wish more people understood cigars and weren't fearful of them, because there's so many people that have had that bad experience when it came to cigars, you know?
Yeah.
So I started getting into them, and then met my husband, and he was a motivational speaker. And so I did that with him for a while, which was an international thing. He traveled everywhere. But he decided, after all the books he's written and all the motivational speaking he's done, he didn't really want to do it anymore. So what we did instead was we kind of toned it down a little bit and started doing motivational speaking in lounges. And he would sell his book at these lounges, and it gave us the opportunity to let people just kind of put their guard down a little bit. We talked about mental health, and, you know, there's so many veterans that come into lounges, and I think they just like, they still just keep everything in, you know, but this is their escape. And so we had the opportunity to meet so many veterans and just so many great people, and, you know, they'd put their guard down and start talking to us. And, you know, then that slowly transitioned into educating, and then I started educating myself more, and then ended up going to Nicaragua to the Oveja Negra factory back in 2019. And from, like, the rest was basically history. From there, we decided to move to Nicaragua because it was during COVID. And it wasn't because of cigars. We actually just fell in love with Nicaragua. And then shortly after that, we were given the opportunity to buy Dissident. So I jumped on it, basically. I mean, the brand fit like who we are as people. And he was just like, you can buy it, but I'm not doing any of the traveling. He's like, you're the one with the pretty face anyway. And I'm like, it's fine, I'll do it. And he can't. I mean, if you were to ask him what the cigar tastes like, he'd be like, I don't know, wood.
Tobacco.
Tobacco.
A leather boot. Like, it's good.
It's good. You still don't have that on the board yet, dude.
No, and it
no,
keeps
they would have
coming
been
up.
perfect. It's good. That would
That's
have been
good.
We have a friend, Chris Gordon. Shout out to Chris.
Chris.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. But he doesn't have any kind of tasting notes. He's like,
It's either a good cigar.
said
or
it's
a
good,
It's good.
or this sucks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
that's
like
it.
this.
That's
Yeah, I
it.
like this. I don't like
Yeah.
this.
He's got a very good palate, but yeah, no descriptors.
Yeah, but that's important too, though, you know, because you have to be able to appeal to people who don't understand cigars like that either. So there's just so much that goes into cigars. But yeah, I'm definitely the one that blends, and you guys should be very thankful for that fact.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So
That's awesome.
Well, you definitely know what you're doing, because this is wonderful.
Thank
It
you.
is.
This
Thank
is a
you.
great
Yeah.
cigar.
Well, and I have a great mentor too. You know, I didn't, I did walk into this somewhat blindly, but, you know, James Brown, who owns Oveja Negra, and his brands are Black Label and Black Works. And, you know, if I ever have questions, he will answer them 1,000%. No questions asked. He just will give me anything I need. So, I mean, that's wonderful. You absolutely need that. I'm not going to walk in and be like, oh, I know everything. I don't know everything. Everything takes time, you know, so.
So is home base still in Nicaragua?
It is.
Yeah.
For the
Wow,
past
that's
3
awesome.
years. Yeah. Pretty
Man.
crazy.
I love the whole Central American culture.
Oh, it's so wonderful.
yeah,
The
I'm
nicest people ever.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
huge fan of Mexico, and not like coastal. Coastal's great, but I love Central Mexico.
Yeah.
I've worked there. I've vacationed there. It's an awesome place.
It's the sense of community is what it is.
Yep.
Where
Yeah.
I think that America has lost that because our technology is so far advanced that we're no longer doing face-to-face conversations like people in third world countries do.
That is such
you know?
a great point. You know, I mean, we,
Yeah.
we talk about the culture around cigar lounges.
Yep. That's why
You-
we opened this.
You don't
Exactly.
have that cult. It's like that neighborhood culture is rare,
Yeah.
right? That communal sense is rare. People are angry all the time. They're, you know, frustrated. They're scared. There's just a whole lot of things, and just go out and, you know, get with your people.
But
Yeah.
that's what makes a cigar lounge so wonderful.
It is.
Because
It is.
the technology is not a part of a cigar lounge. It's you're
No.
sitting down and you're talking to one another. It's not like walking into a bar where there's like all these TVs with all these games going on. No, you're having conversations.
Yeah.
And this police officer and this doctor and this garbage man are going to be talking, and they're going to be talking about life, and they're going to be giving ideas, and then you all grow because a high tide raises all ships.
Amen.
And this is one of the only cultures where you still have that.
Yes.
And, you know, people don't understand that. Like, cigars are more than just cigars. It's the community behind it as well, you know? And it's like with my health issues, which I'm sure we'll touch base on,
Sure.
it was the cigar community that stepped up right away when it came to my health issues. And everybody was just like donating and making sure that I had what I needed to get the medical care that I needed. So, I mean, I just can't say enough about the cigar community. Even stepping away as a cigar owner, I mean, I never want to be away from this community. It's just wonderful. I think it saved so many lives, especially during COVID even.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I have that a lot of times. People ask me, he's like, well, why'd you open up a cigar lounge? And I tell them, I say, to build community. And they're like, really? What does that have to do with cigars and whiskey? I'm like, everything. It's like, you know, you have to sit down and, you know, you get a pour in a cigar, you know, you're there for an hour and a half plus.
Yep.
You're going to have to either engage or you're going to sit there by yourself.
And
but either
sometimes
way, you
3
can
or 4
enjoy it.
or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens all the time. So you
Or
did,
8.
so you did touch you touched upon your health. You want to give kind of a synopsis? I know people that follow you on social media know some of the stuff, but maybe don't know really what's going on. But you've had some pretty scary shit going on.
Yeah, it's been right after I bought Dissident, because actually when I first realized something was going on, I was actually touring southern United States. So I was like in Georgia and all those different states, and I'm like, something just isn't right. And I looked like I was like 5 months pregnant and I wasn't feeling good. And I'm like, I need to go, when I get back, I need to go to the hospital. I think it's just, you know, it's time just to figure out what's going on. I mean, I'm in my 40s anyway. And I'm terrible when it comes to going to the doctor. So
Me too.
I'm trying to be better with that. So I'm like, I'll set a good example for my kids and I'll go. And what's crazy is when I went, they actually found tumors in my left breast, and they thought that all my symptoms were coming from that.
Oh, wow.
And they put me at a BioRads 5, which this is all these medical terms no one knows about, but a BioRads 5 basically means you pretty much have cancer, right? So they ended up removing the tumors, and they're like, oh, it's not cancer. And so I had this like very high moment and then this very low moment of, okay, I don't have cancer, but oh, wait a minute. That
What
means
the
that
hell
there's
do I
something
have?
else going on. Right.
Wow.
So I don't know how I ended up getting referred to a liver specialist, but that was my next stop. And he started doing all these crazy tests and everything was coming back fine. And he's like, I don't get it. And he almost let me go. He almost said, there's nothing I can do for you. I think you need to go somewhere else. Maybe you have an autoimmune disease that we're not catching. But anyway, like last second, he was like, I want to do a liver biopsy on you. So he did. And it was the liver biopsy that came back and showed that I have a rare liver disease called primary biliary cholangitis, which is basically, it's an autoimmune disease where it attacks your bile ducts and just makes them disappear. They just go away.
Oh, wow.
And so when that destruction starts happening, you have nowhere for bile to go anymore. So it starts backing up into your body, and then you start getting cirrhosis of the liver. Then you need a liver transplant. And I've definitely worked my way up in this disease. I do have like the high bilirubins and the bile being backed up and stuff, but they do have me at a stage 1, which is really good. So anyway, long story short, because I was in Nicaragua, I found out about stem cells, which in the U.S. they never talk about stem cells because they don't do stem cell therapy in the U.S. So anyway, I did a ton of research and found out that I can get stem cell therapy for my liver. And hopefully, because I still have 50%, maybe a little bit less of my bile ducts, that those stem cells will replicate what I have and basically start hopefully repairing my liver.
Yeah.
So that is my next step. And the 21st of this month, actually, I'm going down to Colombia to get this done. But
Oh, yeah.
my Lord, is it expensive?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's what I was saying earlier about the GoFundMe. I had some wonderful people start a GoFundMe to raise money for this. I mean, it's almost $35,000. They don't take insurance, none of that. So, but again, it was the cigar community that stepped up to help me with that. And it's just mind blowing. The people you meet in this community is just wonderful. It chokes me up because I mean, 10 years ago, never would I think I'd be in this position right now, you know, hanging out with people smoking cigars. Life takes you in the weirdest places. So neither did I, you know, I didn't think I was going to be a cigar brand owner either. So life is weird.
Final Third Cigar is Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge. Come to Final Third for a selection of over 20 different Aladino cigars, including the Cameroon, a wonderful cigar with nice light flavors. Make sure and visit Final Third, the Aladino exclusive cigar lounge for Indiana.
Because I'm 55 years old, and I can tell you, I have a friend group that I'm still friends with, that I grew up with, and we were close when we were younger. But once we opened this up, my entire network of friends that I love are here. That we all met here, and actually all of us met each other here. And it's just because we had a gathering spot to enjoy this. This was the vehicle. This wasn't the focus. This was
Hey,
the
we
vehicle.
did meet at the casino just a little
We
bit
did
before here.
but it was over this.
But it was over a cigar. It was absolutely over a cigar.
That's right. So, I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, that's one of those things I tell people all the time that literally just buy online and go home and smoke. I'm like, you're missing out on the biggest portion of cigar smoking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can enjoy a cigar at home. Scott enjoys a Metropolitan Host almost every morning with his coffee.
Yep.
Every morning. And he's doing it by himself when he's getting started for work. That's great. I do it at home too.
I am sharing because when I'm on a internal team call on video,
Yeah.
and absolutely
there you
smoking
go.
a cigar,
There you go.
and I'm sitting outside in the sunshine. They're like,
Showing the culture.
they're all
Jealous.
sitting in their offices and everything. They're like, what's going on here? Like,
Yep.
Just
look,
enjoying my
I've been
life.
doing this shit for way too long to not just sit here and do it my way,
Yeah.
right? And enjoy it, and you should too, because what's the point of living if you're not going to live with others?
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
You got to
Yes.
have somebody to share with,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
With the good times and the bad.
Yes.
Totally agree.
That's really, really important, and a cigar is a great way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and I want to, and this is, I will say it very quickly because I know it's not a big deal to some. It's way too big of a deal for others. Talking about stem cell, we were talking about that earlier. Stem cell research. America is so hung up on you're killing babies, you're killing babies, you're killing babies. The stem cells that are being they're actually curing people are the adult stem cells. They're the stem cells that are coming from. They may come from umbilical cords. They may come from your own body. They're not doing anything
babies.
wrong. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not hurting anything. It's actually helping, and it's what that's what they're there for, is to rebuild your body. And I get so tired of the battle that we're having in America over this. It's like, we've been talking about this for 20 years in America. Why the hell are we still talking about this?
Because it works, and they don't want to bring it in because it works.
Oh, that's true, because of big pharma.
Yes.
We can go that route too if we want to, but
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah.
That's fine.
The only thing I think of when I hear stem cells is the early 2000s episode of South Park with Stephen Hawking, and they're cracking necks of crack babies and sucking their necks, and natural extraction of. That's not what's happening.
That's not
Damn,
what's
that's
happening.
South Park. That's
Man,
where it
Trey, those
started.
guys.
South
They're
Park.
always causing problems.
It's not babies, I promise.
It's not.
It was 2002. Come on. Like,
Maybe back then it was. I don't know.
I gotta figure that like the organ that repairs itself more than any other in the body, from what I understand, is the liver, right?
Yeah.
except for ours.
That in whatever higher power you believe in, you're right. It's God's way in my mind of showing us you're supposed to drink alcohol. And not for everybody. For
I'm
those
in.
of you that don't know
I'm
how to
in.
do it responsibly, but for the rest of us,
I'm
you
in.
should be drinking
I'm
alcohol.
in. I'm in. Well, and that's the thing too. Thank you for participating with us. But that's something you're dealing with your liver right now. So you're not drinking a lot, but you're able to still enjoy a pour every so often and do that. So thanks for doing that with us.
Yeah, I save it for
don't.
special moments.
Hopefully tomorrow you don't wake up regretting today.
You may be getting a text.
Let me know. Let me know.
Damn it.
Way to go, Rob.
Bastard. Way to
You
go,
and your
Rob.
stupid podcast.
You wouldn't be the
What are you
first one that
doing?
calls me a bastard. It's fine.
As long as we don't drink as much as Carb Day, then we're fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So
Wow. That's all.
that was
all
a
you
lot,
gotta
wasn't
say,
it? Yeah.
like,
Gettysburg.
Are you
Wow.
guys race fans at all?
I am a huge car fan.
Okay.
Like, I have lived that life almost my whole life.
Okay.
So,
So-
Scott's
And motorcycles.
Okay, so I've been going to the Indianapolis 500 for this is my 23rd consecutive year.
oh my God.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yep, and we camp every year right there next to the track.
Okay, here you
And,
go.
Dream.
I'm
dream.
throwing it out there. Next year, Carb Day, you're gonna come out and hang out with us.
Hell yeah.
We'll do a live
Absolutely.
stream.
It's
We
a
do a
deal.
live show.
We do a live show.
We did a
out
live
there,
show from
And
Lot
And literally, we
6.
just drink and we watch the cars and we drink some more and we eat some more.
You're going to be having to like pull me away. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
My favorite used to be going to the Jet Car Nationals.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Oh, that
Yeah.
was my favorite. I don't know. There's something about racing that I just feel it in my soul. I don't know what it is about cars and motorcycles. It's always been my thing.
Detroit's Motor City.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. And Flint. Flint's really good with it
That's
too.
where
Yeah,
IndyCar just ran last weekend. This last
Yeah,
weekend
Detroit.
was Detroit.
Oh, was it?
Nice.
Yep,
Nice.
right after Indy, they went to Detroit and did the streets. They weren't on Belle Isle. They
Yeah.
actually
And who won?
ran through downtown.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It was
Scott Dixon.
Scott Dixon. It was Scott
Yeah.
Dixon. That's right.
Yeah.
Erickson
The
got
other
second.
Scotty D.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marcus Erickson was second.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, which was a great
So,
comeback
good
for
for
Erickson
Andretti.
after being the first person out of the 500. I mean, he had been, a previous winner just before New Garden, and he comes into the 500 and he wrecks his car in or practice, whatever it was, qualifications, and starts
then
at
in
the
the first
back and
lap.
then ends out on the first turn.
First turn.
Doesn't even make
Yeah.
it through one turn. I mean,
Oh.
former
It's
500
brutal.
winner.
Wow.
Yeah.
He comes back and gets a second place in
Yeah.
Detroit. So
Good podium for him.
Crazy.
since there's not much hockey to talk about, we can talk a little more racing and then.
So, and
Cars
you,
and
you
food.
can absolutely say no. We have no problem with this. Do you like hockey at all?
I do. Yeah.
Oh,
Hockey
who's your team?
and Red Wings.
Oh, that's
You knew
true.
that had to
That's
be the
true.
case.
My
Come
bad.
on
My bad.
now.
My
What do you
bad.
think?
Detroit girl.
Well, I'm sitting here
Well, he
thinking you were
hates
in
the Red
Florida.
Wings. He's got a
No.
deep-seated.
No. I hated the Red Wings in the early 90s.
Oh, they're just irrelevant
That's
now, is
when
what you're
they were
saying?
really good.
No, Avalanche.
Oh, okay.
Fuck the Pens, though.
Well, I did live in Colorado for a little bit too.
Ah,
so,
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that early 90s was a lot of fun with the Avs and the Red Wings hating each other so much.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh,
All
yeah.
of it. Yeah, I was living in Detroit in the 90s.
Still
so.
remember the playoff game where everybody dropped gloves right out of the
Oh,
whistle?
yes.
That was
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah, that happened
Oh.
with Rangers and Carolina this year.
It
Not
did.
in the playoffs, but
No.
yeah, that was crazy.
was
Yeah.
like 2
Now
seconds in.
we're Scott and I are huge hockey fans. We're trying to get Mike more into hockey.
Oh, I am. I
He-
grew up in
he-
Vermont, so
he loves hockey, but we're gonna get him into being a big time hockey fan here soon.
We got our local team, the Indy Fuel.
Indy
You can
Fuel,
see
yep.
the flag up there above the door.
Nice,
So we're a sponsor
So
of
nice.
they're
Fuel.
they're like AA. So
Yeah,
but
yeah.
new rink this year coming up.
Wow.
Yep,
Yeah.
Awesome.
like 8,000 seats. We're excited. It's gonna be fun.
Nice.
So do you still follow the Red Wings?
I don't,
No,
unfortunately,
okay.
no. And living in Nicaragua, you just kind of get out of touch with what's going on in the U.S.
I mean, you got a lot of
and
other more fun things to look at than TV, right?
It's definitely a different world out there.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
I've
what
not
about
been
like
to Nicaragua
What about
yet.
like festivals that they have down there? Because I was kind of blown away when we last went on vacation in Central Mexico. It was some sort of holiday. I don't even remember what
Oh,
holiday
geez.
it was.
They will make up a holiday.
Oh my
so they
good,
can
it's
party.
great,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah,
it was.
like,
It's just so much
literally.
fun. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, we seem to know how to put on a good time up here, but I don't think we hold anything to Central America.
No.
No, and they
It
take
is
and they all
crazy.
take naps in the afternoon. It's even
Oh
better.
my gosh.
I do that
It's-
here.
That's
it's
true.
nuts. It's nuts. It's so funny too because we live in this small town and we always know when something's coming up because you'll see lawn chairs in the streets and tents in the streets. And you're like, oh, well, I guess I'm not going to be driving down this road today.
Yeah, parade today.
Yes. And they
Nice.
don't care and they will party over anything. It's kind of awesome. But that
That
comes
is
back
cool.
to that whole community thing.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
They always just want to be together. Sundays are big days in Nicaragua because everybody works Monday to Saturday. So Sunday is the party day, the hangout day. Everybody's exchanging food. Food is definitely the love language of Central America. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
So,
I've been to Honduras. I went down to the Jerry tobacco farm.
oh, okay.
But I would love to get down to Nicaragua and visit that country as well. I've been to Ecuador quite a few times, but it was not around the tobacco world. So it was
Costa Rica is pretty awesome.
never been to Costa Rica
Yeah,
either. So
yeah.
Costa
The-
Rica, though, is like, we call it America Light.
It is America Light. There is no
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
It is definitely. But they do have what they call, I think they call it salsa down there. It's Lenzano is like
oh, the
their.
spicy,
It's like they,
oniony.
yeah, it comes in a huge bottle. It's a sauce. They
Yeah.
just put it on everything.
Yeah.
They're like, would you like iced tea? Yes, I would. Would you like Lenzano with that?
maybe.
Yes, actually, I
Sure.
think I would because after you taste it one time, you're like, this stuff is magic sauce. It
It's
goes
crazy.
on everything.
And
Yeah.
it's cheap as heck.
It
too. I mean,
is.
you like
It
hand them
is.
5 cents and you get a whole bottle of it. You're like, oh, sweet.
Is that kind of
Yep.
like in Ecuador? They have this like I don't know what they call it. It's like it's like you're talking about there, but everybody makes their own recipe, and some are spicy, some are milder, but everybody has it, and you always use it for everything on the table. Is that kind of what it is?
This is this one is
no, it's not vinegary. It's more spicy.
This one is not homemade. It is only Lenzano company that makes it.
Yeah,
and
it comes in this glass bottle.
It's the same stuff, the same. You can go get it at Saraga at like the international grocery stores around here.
Sounds like we got to get that for the next show. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to put it in our bourbon and see how it tastes.
You probably could, honestly.
It on your cigar.
It's crazy. Eggs, fish. I mean, we had it on everything.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
So this is Mr. Pallet himself, Chris.
Yeah, that's Chris.
Chris Gordon over there.
Oh, nice.
Say hi, Chris.
Say hi. Say hello. There you go. It's okay. Yeah. How's that bourbon? What do you think about it? It's good.
See,
there you go.
It's good.
It's a good bet.
Okay.
We weren't talking about you at all.
Let's ask you this question. When did you get your first tattoo?
Oh my gosh. The day I turned 18.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on my back.
Was it a quick slide to go? Because you got a lot of tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like, I'm ready to just keep going, or did you like?
Yeah, but unfortunately I had kids.
Yeah. They take a lot of our money, don't they?
So it's been fast at times, and other times, obviously it takes a back seat because tattoos are not cheap.
No.
So so it's been a lot of progress.
No, tattoos are cheap. Good tattoos aren't.
That is very true. And I have some stories about some Detroit gas station tattoos that I do not have because I knew better. But
I got some cover.
Gas station tattoos. I had to think that one through for a second. Damn.
$10, your whole back.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I've got some cover-ups.
I have one.
Do you?
I had a few.
I did have poo on my ankle.
Nice.
Oh.
Winnie the Pooh. Well, I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
Yeah.
So that one got covered up.
Yeah.
Come on, it's Winnie the Pooh. There's nothing wrong with Winnie the Pooh.
I don't know. I don't know.
So do you have one artist you go to, or do you have multiple?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I have been everywhere. So, I mean, I've lived all over the United States and, of course, Nicaragua. And so, I mean, like, everything I have is from somebody different.
That's cool.
And I know. At first, I was like, it would be kind of cool just to have the same artist. And I'm like, hell no. It's actually pretty cool to be all around the country and putting
spotlight their art.
Their art on me. So everything has been different.
I'm the only one at this table that doesn't have a tattoo.
What a nerd.
What's wrong with you?
What a loser.
Look, I know exactly what I want.
I
know exactly. No regrets. Not even one letter.
It's the lawnmower guy going over the belly button.
Well, actually, that's not a bad idea. I hadn't thought about that.
Or a cat.
I was just going to say, or the
cat
reverse
anus.
cat.
There you go.
With the banana cut in half.
No, I'm getting the Indianapolis Motor Speedway logo on my shoulder to shoulder on my back.
The little balloon knot.
Yeah, that's good.
You can just picture that for a minute.
I just got to actually get disciplined and go make the call and get it scheduled and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm terrible about that.
All right,
We'll
so
do it here.
So we're talking. We're drinking. We're
do it
smoking.
here live on the podcast.
We should do that. Yes.
I mean, I'm in.
Ellen's belly just going.
We just won't tell him that we're doing it live.
Right.
I'll just start screaming. This hurts so bad.
Okay, turn Scott's mic off.
Isn't it the best question? Did it hurt?
No,
What do you think?
I mean, you're putting a needle in your skin. I mean, shit, that's gonna hurt.
See, a lot of people say I'm dead inside, and I think the tattoo proved it. 'Cause I did not feel any pain. I did numbing on the front, on the side here. I'm like, I didn't feel anything. So I didn't do numbing here. Didn't feel anything until he hit the elbow.
Oh yeah,
Woo, the elbow
or the
hurt.
ditch.
That didn't hurt.
Yeah,
at
the
all.
ditch sucks.
No?
It didn't hurt.
Yeah.
That's why I think I'm
You're
dead
an
inside.
anomaly. You
I think I'm dead
probably
inside.
are, yeah.
My wife just got her ditch done the other day in the backside of her elbow. She was like, that was the worst shit ever.
The elbow
I was
really
like,
did
yeah, that
hurt.
sucks.
Yeah, she said don't hug me hard because my arm hurts. Okay.
So any tattoos you have right now that you're like you regret?
No, none that I regret.
Good.
There's just so my right leg, it still is not.
I know these
done.
are dumb questions, but you know what? That's what we do.
They're not dumb. I will say though, if we're talking about pain, my right leg is a mixture of kind of like what my neck is like and blackout. And they did the bottom part of my leg, which while he was doing it, it was fine. But the healing process on that was the most excruciating pain I think I have ever felt.
Oh,
because
wow.
like if you think about it, you're standing and your legs, like everything pools at your ankles, right?
True,
and now
yeah.
it's trying to heal this massive spot.
So more blood goes
Oh
to it.
my, I couldn't even walk on my leg, and then my body formed like a little hole to get the fluid to come out. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So I'm like, my leg's just like oozing every day, and I'm like, well, I'm glad that part's done.
You're
but-
really selling me on this.
Yeah.
You're
It's
really
great.
making it seem like I should get
great.
this. This seems like something I should do.
You pay people to do this to you.
Right. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
I was-
It's awesome. It's a good time.
great.
I mean,
Yeah.
you
Torture.
become part of a club, right? So you
Yeah.
kind of have to. I'm not going to like you until you do.
Well, I'll get
Yeah,
it done.
There you go.
I'll get it done. It's been on my list for 2 or 3 years, and then I
Yeah.
saw a guy that had one this year. The exact,
You're
like
"Aw."
his didn't. I mean, his looked like it was probably 25 years old. You
Yeah.
know, it was pretty faded.
Well, what you
but-
need to do is do it a little different. You just get Winnie the Pooh at the top. It'd be fun.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh on top of the IMS swinging wheels.
Driving a car.
Right,
You
right.
get Grosjean crashing into the wall.
Fuck that dude. He can eat a dick. Sorry, he's my least favorite driver in IndyCar. He's a French, well, Swiss asshole.
Asshole.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
He's
a
former
giant piece of
F1
shit.
driver who thinks he's awesome when he crashes into everybody.
What a
So,
dick.
One of these days, somebody's going to end up showing him a clip of this. Like, this guy really hates you. And
Yeah,
he's
this
going to
guy
like
really
call me
hates
out
you.
on it.
yeah.
Oh,
Good. So tag
And
Romain
then you're-
Grosjean.
And then you're going to love him.
No, I will still not.
Take it all
Sorry.
back.
He might be a nice guy, like personally. I have no idea. I don't know the guy from anybody
Hey,
else.
you're welcome
but-
to come on the show and debate Scott. That'd be
That's
great.
fine. That's fine. I guarantee he knows 100,000 times more about racing than I will ever even hope to know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's obviously a pro, but I hate the way he drives and the way he treats other people on the
Well,
track. So
Speaking of racing, for those of you guys that don't know, you should check out this lounge that's on the East Coast called Horsepower.
Okay.
These were ex-race car drivers that started a lounge. And so their entire lounge is nothing but race car memorabilia. of
Cigar
their
lounge?
oh
stuff.
man,
Yes.
where's this
Awesome.
at?
Yeah, it's they're gonna hate me.
Horsepower.
I feel
We'll
like
look it
it's
up.
like New Hampshire.
You looking it up there, Mike?
It's got to be like Lower New Hampshire or
Montville, Connecticut.
Connecticut.
No
Yes,
kidding,
yeah,
Connecticut.
there you go.
Really?
It's amazing. They have they turned the Goodyear tires on their side and put like glass top on them.
Oh
and
yeah.
then they did the engines and they put glass on top of the engines and they
So if
have
it's
all
New
their
Hampshire, they're
racing
going to be
gear.
NASCAR guys, stock car. But
Oh,
that's fine.
Yeah, they traveled the whole country. They were a big deal in racing.
Very
So,
cool.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
All right.
So and then they retired from that and they were like, oh, let's start a lounge. And so it's nothing but race car stuff.
Little
That's
outside
cool.
of
I
Hartford.
walked in and I'm like,
What does it say? Is it north
That's
of
very
New
cool.
London? Looks like maybe.
Yeah. Yep. A little north of
Yep.
New London.
So New Haven, that's
Southeast
where
of Hartford.
Yale is. My wife,
Yeah.
she grew up in a little town just like a few miles. I guess that would be east.
East
Branford.
Haven.
Branford. Yep, just
Yep,
past.
Branford right
There you go.
Yeah, there's a map.
Okay, so that's where my wife grew up. Was in Branford. So
Oh, wow.
about 45 minutes away from there.
Yeah, my
Nice.
dad was
Does
born
she
in
still have
Hartford.
family up there?
She does some
There you
cousins
go.
and
Next
things like
time you
that.
go back
so
LA,
yeah,
got
go
a
up
place to
there and
go.
then go to
Yeah,
the
heck
cigar lounge. I like it.
well, and if you guys go to PCA, you'll get a good chance to meet them too because they're
Oh, yeah.
such wonderful humans.
We are
I
going
mean,
next
we
year.
are going.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
in New Orleans. So
I'll connect
yeah,
you guys
we're
'cause
going
they're-
for sure.
they're great. And
I'd
they
love
will-
to meet them.
Don't ever feel like you're going to talk their head off because they will probably beat you at talking your head off when it comes to racing. So
That's funny.
Hey, I'd love to hear some old NASCAR stories, man.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. So, what's some things in the future you got planned? I mean, do you have any cigars you want to talk about? You want to drop something new out here
Oh.
that no one's ever heard of? No, I'm just kidding. You don't do that, but
I
Yeah,
wish
Final
I
Third
wish I could
exclusive.
say stuff about it, but there is going to be another drop coming out in a couple months, and
Awesome.
I think everyone's going to be really happy about it. That's about all I can say because if I say anything more, it'll actually give it away.
is it
So,
stronger, milder, medium?
It's
Can you say?
on the same line as the Plasmatic.
Okay.
I'll,
All right.
I'll say that.
Well, I
But
like this one.
when you
so I'll
see
try
it come out, you'll understand why I couldn't say much more.
No, that's great.
Give me more whiskey, and then I'll probably be blabbing my mouth off.
Well, we got more. We got.
We could
You
do
saw
that.
the wall,
There's
right?
there's
Yeah.
more whiskey
We got
around here.
whiskey.
This is not a problem.
Yes.
Well, she announced it here first. So.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we won't throw you under the bus on that.
Look at this ash.
I know that's amazing.
Nicely
So awesome.
done.
Yeah.
I'm not neat enough for that.
Yeah.
Neither am I. It always ends up all over me.
I always end up knocking
Actually, it ends up on the floor, and then Tam has to sweep it up, and she gets pissed off at me. So
I think as a woman, we probably pay attention a little bit more
You
to
do,
like
you
what's
do.
going on with our cigars.
You know, Lisa used to do that to me all the time because literally smoke a cigar to see how long the ash would be, but she'd never have it up over the table. It'd be over here, and it'd fall, and it'd be me cleaning it up because she left it over the table. It's like, come on, girl.
Don't worry, Rob will get it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob will get it
But
later.
now we got Tam.
Yeah.
So I love the wrapper on this cigar. I throw a huge Independence Day party every year, and this makes me think of all of the fireworks that I bought this week.
Oh, love
Because
it.
it looks very much like some sort of, like, I could definitely see
A black
Plasmatic.
cat.
Like
That
would
is a
be
very
right.
cool
It's like,
band, yeah.
Yes, and I'd look
We
at that
thought
and I'd go,
about
that's
turning
gonna
it
be
into a
sweet.
flag because like
Oh,
the
that'd be
wings
cool.
on that, it just seems like
Yeah.
it'd be this really cool like dissident flag. Josh actually designed that because we had something totally different, and I'm like, I am not feeling it. I just don't. And he's like, oh, I don't know what else to do. I can't figure it out. And all of a sudden, like 2 hours later, he comes upstairs to the room. He's like, this is what I did. And I was like, oh my god, that's so great.
perfect.
I just realized it's like Metallica.
Yeah,
Like, it's kind of got that
So-
type, like, yeah.
Yeah, and those of you that don't know, Josh is a massive music nerd. I mean, he was on VH1 when he was 18
Oh, wow.
because he was a huge fan of Motley Crue.
Oh, yeah.
His one arm is just completely sleeved out with an album of Motley Crue. And so, yeah, he knows everything about music. And actually, I blended this cigar, and my whole point behind it was to pay tribute to Wendy O. Wendy O. Williams. She was with the Plasmatics, and she was just like a true dissident in the punk world. And I mean, if you see on the front of this box, it's kind of got a punk look to it, and that was on purpose. Like Wendy O. Williams, I mean, Calvin has the most wonderful stories of when he used to go see her play, because I mean, he went to jail with her, because if you ever went to one of those concerts, you would just all go to jail, because she back then pushed the limits. You know, she'd wear little pasties on her boobs, and her music was just awesome. And you know, I just, unfortunately, she did off herself many years ago, but yeah, she was just, she was me, you know what I mean? And like, I wanted to shine some light on that, because she just didn't care what anyone thought, and she just lived her life to the fullest. And
That's
it was
awesome.
pretty awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
cool.
a big fan of living my life that way.
Yeah.
It's great. It's the
I'm
only
kinda
way
like,
to be.
yeah, people all the time are like, oh, you're just living your best life. And I thought,
Isn't that the
I
only
tell
one?
them, I said, what other way am I supposed to be living?
You only have
Yeah.
one life.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
So go live it.
Yeah.
Go smoke a cigar, drink some bourbon,
Absolutely. And
go
that's
see
why
a
I like,
race,
Get a tattoo.
get a tattoo. Right. I know.
you can literally
I'm
be
living my life.
authentically you and do whatever you want. And I hope that I'm like a true testament to that, because here I am, you know, face tattoos, and you know, this goth chick that's just busting through cigar lounges owning a cigar brand, you know, like, I smoke my cigars, you know. But it's just it's proof that you can literally do anything and be anything as long as it's kindness, you know. Like, if you're a good human, that's all it takes. Just be a good human.
Is it really that
That's
difficult to
great.
be a good human? Like,
You would think it would be easy, but I've met a lot of dicks.
Oh, same.
So-
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. I've met a lot of dicks.
I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
Mike is
yeah.
sitting right here. Well, no, I'm
I'm
sorry.
a nice guy.
Jen's the only one that calls you a dick. Never
Yeah.
mind.
That's true. Jen is the only one that calls you a dick. Everybody, you're a nice
Thankfully.
guy to everybody else.
I'm a pretty nice guy.
Yeah,
They're
I
really
agree.
not in the
I
cigar
agree.
lounges. I will say that, because the wonderful thing about the cigar community is if there is any kind of douche that walks into a cigar lounge, they won't last long at all, because everybody will
No.
collectively just not
That's
talk to them
true.
and get them out.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna yell at the next guy that walks in the door. Get out of here! You don't belong here.
You're going to turn to like the old grandpa sitting in the corner
Yeah.
just yelling at
Get off
people.
my
all the
lawn.
Get out
time.
of my lawn.
Oh, it's my wife. Never mind. Sorry, love you.
Oh, sorry about that.
But you're all right. That's one thing. You know, there are lounges that have them, but what it is, that's the culture they've created, and that's all they've got. And then what you have is people that want that community will never go there. They go there once, never go back.
Yeah, and that's why those places have like the same 5 people that show up every day, and
Exactly.
that's the only group that shows
There
up
is a
every day.
difference between having a majority of assholes and then having the one asshole.
Right.
I kind of feel like that Hot Tub Time Machine movie. It's like, well, you know how every friend group
Everybody's
has the
got a
guy that's
lube.
an asshole? He's our asshole.
Yeah,
right?
everybody's got a lube.
Everybody does.
And by the way,
Yeah.
if you're somewhere where you don't know who the asshole is, it
You
might
are
be
the one.
you.
I wonder who they're talking about.
All right, I guess I'll take it.
Can I get that bottle? I could use a little more whiskey here. This isn't the only one you brought, is it?
Yes,
try?
that's no, it's fine. It's
You sure?
it's for sharing today. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I didn't know if
Sharing
you were
is
sharing it with
caring.
everybody that was going to, you know. Okay.
No, it'll be shared. It'll be gone by the night. Yes.
Excellent. Well,
Yep.
I always like that.
Yep. No, I did think I had 3, but I totally forgot that Calvin had all 3 shipped here for the 3 events they're doing.
Oh.
So then I was like, oh, I guess we're drinking this one tonight.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
There we
Otherwise, we were going to drink 3 tonight.
You almost got away with it.
Nah. And honestly, he even told me up front that he was doing that. I'm like, yeah, no problem. And I totally forgot when I saw the 3 bottles in the box. I'm like, hell, let's go.
So do you
I have
know what the
plans.
mash bill is on this?
Oh, I did, but I don't remember anymore. But do you guys ever do podcasts where you bring someone on from like another state?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I highly recommend bringing Rob Clady on. He's the
Okay.
one that does this, and his brain, it just blows me away listening to him talk all the time, because he is so educated, and if he doesn't know something, he will absolutely immerse himself into this one particular thing until he learns it
That's cool.
like perfection.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. So he's the guy to talk
I
to.
kind of want to make a trip up there to see their place, too. Do they have a tasting room and all that there,
Yeah.
too? Okay.
Mhm.
It's a
That'd be kind of
brewery, right?
fun. Brewery
He's got
and
a brewery
distillery.
in Flint, and the distillery is in Detroit.
That's cool.
I will say the brewery has a dissident lounge. The
Oh,
there we
whole
go.
cigar
Too.
lounge is dissident.
That's awesome.
It may or may not be because they're my best friends, but
We getting a picture?
Yeah, Jen sent me a picture of her tacos and Doritos, so I'm sending her a picture of us.
Isn't she in Oregon?
Yeah, she's in
yeah.
Do they have tacos
Grants
in Oregon?
Pass.
They're not
Yeah.
real tacos. They're
Right.
probably like kale or something.
Vegan tacos?
Vegan tacos.
Yeah.
Hey, you leave those vegan tacos alone.
I never liked
Actually, there's-
kale until Nicaragua. Now I'm like a huge fan of kale,
I love kale.
but not in the States. I don't know. It tastes different here.
I'm not a big
Fried
fan.
up.
Oh,
No.
yes.
Fried might not be
Fried
bad.
Fried's okay.
Yeah, add
Put a
some
shit
garlic.
ton of butter on it, some garlic.
Yep.
Vegan
heavy
butter for you,
cream.
buddy. Vegan butter
Yeah, I
for
know.
you. Yes. Which actually, vegan butter is better than regular butter, in my opinion.
I like vegan bugger.
I love it.
Bugger.
Bugger?
Bugger?
Vegan boogers.
Whiskey's
Vegan, vegan bugger.
It doesn't
Bugger.
taste
Mm.
much different. Everyone
Honestly,
that I
it's
talk
smo-
to,
It's smoother spreading.
Oh, it is.
And
Yeah,
it
it
melts.
doesn't rip
It
your
still
mouth.
melts and everything.
Yep.
it's not
Yeah.
like vegan cheese is shit for melting. Like
Yeah.
it just doesn't melt. It just goops and it's
One day
weird.
they'll
So,
get
like,
it right.
I don't know. Hopefully. Maybe with the help of stem cells. They'll be able to
Cabot
get it
makes
right.
that lactose
but,
free
you know,
that
if
we've
you-
been eating
Those are
lately.
good.
and
If
it's
you're
actually
doing
really
vegan
good.
butter, then the cows have to keep the milk. Do you know how much that hurts them? You're hurting my cows.
No, you just
Well,
chop
they'll
them up
actually
and
just
eat
start
their.
feeding their babies like they should anyway. So they
Exactly.
should feel absolutely bad.
We're the only animals on this planet that drink other animals' milk,
Yeah. And we don't find it weird.
and we don't find it weird.
And
Something's wrong
somehow
with
it
this
just
picture.
doesn't work.
I was going to say I couldn't live without cheese, so
I love
I
I'm
cheese.
couldn't
okay
either.
with it.
God damn it, I could
Yeah.
not either.
Oh.
I'm dealing
That's
with
my
not eating
kryptonite.
cheese now, and it's driving me batty.
oh,
I will
man.
You get
say
used to it.
this is like, plug your ears if you don't like poop talk. But I'm a very open book. So
We're
Josh,
gonna do it all.
Josh calls me can't poop sin when he sees
Sweet.
if he sees me just like fucking throttle a pizza, he's like, oh, can't poop sin. It's gonna be for the next week, and I'm like, I don't care.
I don't care. Yeah, you fit right in with us.
I
Yeah, I was going to say this is working out perfect.
My
This is
stepmom's
great.
gonna love this episode. She sends me poop jokes all the time. So she like sent me a picture of a piece of shit in the toilet one day. And was just like, look, I saw Jesus. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, I screamed so loud, I swear I saw the Lord. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Well, if we're going down this route, I can tell you a few stories.
Go.
Before or after pizza?
Okay, I'll tell you the less invasive one first. So in Nicaragua, it's very like, even in America, we all have parasites, right? But in
Yeah.
America, they don't tell you that. They just
Right.
think that we're all living with clean bodies. That's not the case.
Yeah, we assume
like-
we're healthy.
You got like 5,000 different types of bacteria in your stomach. Trust me, there's
We have parasites.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yes.
does. So in Nicaragua and in most other countries, it's just common practice to give poop samples. That's just what you do. And so when I was going through this whole liver thing, they wanted to make sure I didn't have parasites and all this stuff. And like, they give me this little cup, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this little cup? And it's got like this little mini spoon on it. I'm like, where does this spoon go? Like, so anyway, so Josh is
trying to
like,
picture like,
Yeah.
ah, damn it, I missed.
No. That's when you really find out how much your husband loves you.
Right.
that's where I'm going. So Josh was the one to deliver this present. And he is so grossed out by this stuff, right? So he was already in town shopping, and I was like, hey, I really got to get this to them because the doctor needs it. And he's like, okay, whatever, I'll just pull into Peace and Cake, which is the restaurant down at the bottom of the mountain where we live. And he's like, just have one of the kids bring it down. And I was like, okay. And so I did it, and I had the kids wrap it in Christmas.
Oh God.
So the kids drive it down. I'm like, no, you got to record this. You've got to record giving this present to Josh. And so we picked out the perfect wrapping paper, and we wrapped it all up.
What is the perfect wrapping paper?
Mr.
for
Hanky
poo?
from South Park.
Perfect poop paper.
It was plaid. I felt like it went right.
I was thinking Charmin.
Oh, I wish we don't have Charmin there.
Oh,
but yeah.
Banana
So
leaves.
we that would have been perfect. So we wrap it, and then Caden, our son, flies down on the 4-wheeler, and he's recording, walking up to Josh, and Josh rolls down the window thinking he's just gonna get it in this little paper bag, and Caden just chucks this container of turd and wrapping paper at him, and Josh is like, "What the fuck?" And then all you hear is it fading out because Caden's cracking up and running back to the 4-wheeler.
Oh my gosh.
In the meantime, I'm in the bathroom, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this little cup? So I'm backing up with the story for a minute, and I'm talking to my friend, and I'm telling her about this little cup, and she's like, oh my God, send me a picture. And I thought she meant send me a picture of my poop.
Not the cup.
I was so proud.
That was unexpected.
I was so proud.
I did it.
But it didn't fit in the cup.
I'm just picturing this little cup with the turd sticking about 3 inches out of it. And he's just here.
Off to the side. And so I took a picture and I sent it to
The only thing I could think of is the little lunch cups you used to get in
pudding
elementary school.
cup,
It's got a
No, the little peel top
the
ice
little
creams
curl-
with the
oh
little
yeah, the
tiny-
little ice,
yeah, little curl on top. Little wooden spoon that came underneath the lid.
I don't think anybody's going to expect this episode. I'm so sorry.
I think we
Everyone's
just have
gonna love
I
this.
think we know what the title is now.
Can't poop sin.
Can't poop sin.
Yeah, Can't Poop Sin is the title.
So yeah, she got that picture, and she quickly responds to me and says, I meant of the cup. And I was like, oh, you didn't want a picture of my poop.
I can just imagine the shorts that we're going to have from this particular
my
podcast.
gosh. Oh, yeah.
There's going to be some good ones.
It's hot in here.
It's getting there.
So then she put it in the cup and then sent a picture of both.
Poop in a
'Cause
cup.
then- yeah.
Poop in a
Yeah.
cup. There's poop in a cup.
Yeah, that was one of the, more better moments of my life. I'm really proud of it.
That's great. That's great.
We're proud of you too.
We are.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Good
Did you
job.
get the T-shirt
Well
that has
done.
the hands up going, I pooped
I
today?
pooped in the cup.
I think I've still got the Mr. Rogers one on here.
I'm proud of you. You know that. I hope you do.
Mr. Rogers is proud of you.
Yes.
And of course,
Way to
now
go,
the
Cynn.
people start piling in as we're talking
Yeah, they
about
want to hear more
food.
stories.
I'm just going to see myself out now.
No. Oh, no. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Oh, that's great.
Thank you to sponsor Deadwood Live. Derek with Deadwood Live is producing top quality live edge products as well as bourbon themed furniture. If you've been in the lounge, you've seen the custom live edge table and barrel stools produced by Derek. Be sure to give him a like and follow on Facebook at Deadwood Live. That's D-E-D Wood Live.
Oh,
So what's your
So
what's your
anyway.
favorite tattoo then? Rob asked about your least favorite, and you don't really have one. So what's your favorite?
Oh man. Maybe my owl on this arm, which you can't see obviously, or my neck tattoo. Just
I'll say
because
the
it's
neck has got-
so prominent and it goes up into my face. I don't know. I just
It's
think
got some good line work there, too. It's
and it's
like the
stippling.
flowers on that side there. There's
See,
some
that's
good
really
line work on there, too.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
And I think that certain tattoos make you carry yourself more elegantly too. I think if a woman gets tattoos done right, it enhances, in my opinion, it enhances their beauty. And I get
Agree.
stopped all the time, going through the airport and everything. Oh, I love your tattoos. I love your tattoos. So, and even by older people, oh, I wish I had the courage to do that. And I'm like, do it.
Yeah.
You know, you're 70, do it.
Yep.
Like, you only have one life, you know? So
I'm just
See,
a
I
hood
need to
rat.
get one, like I said, on the back or the chest or something, because I need a reason to take my shirt off more often.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you don't need it. No, yeah.
No, you don't.
No, I really don't.
Well, I mean, this one I started just a year and a half ago. That's my
Oh,
first
really?
tattoo. Yeah.
Nice,
Yep.
nice.
If it's sunny out,
Gets
the tummy's out.
addicting.
It's sunny out,
Yeah.
the tummy's out. Rob's lucky I don't take my shirt off in the lounge. I mean, I don't see no shirt, no shoes, no service, but
We're good. We're all adults here. It's fine.
right, right.
It's fine. We got the flying Samoan over here.
We've all seen it before. Yeah, I
If the
go
show goes on outside, my shirt's always unbuttoned
always.
at the minimum.
Yeah.
So
You have the little sprig of hair.
I do.
It's a little salt
yeah.
and pepper.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So see,
Yeah.
that's why you need to have it on your chest
Maybe
for your tattoo.
Yeah.
Because then when you're just unbuttoning your shirt, at least it
then it
pops
shows.
out a little bit. Yeah.
Or a tramp
Yeah.
stamp.
A tramp
Tramp
stamp.
stamp.
Huh.
Yeah.
Got to be a butterfly, though.
Oh yeah.
butterfly.
Yeah.
No, it'll be the titty dragon.
The titty dragon would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll have to show you that design somewhere. We have it somewhere. I don't know. We were all
Yeah.
trying
Well,
to
look,
come
I
up with-
commented last night. It's the one thing. Like I sent a message to our group text last night. I said, sometimes I get a little sad,
Oh yeah,
but then I think about boobs and I'm happy again.
boobs are everywhere.
That's it. It's like, it's like, oh, you need to see some boobs. I'm like, dude, boobs are all over the place. Trust me. That's why I'm happy all the time. I'm a generally happy guy. I mean, ask anybody. It's
So you do one on each of your hands.
just what are you saying? Like
Just a boob.
get a boob
One
on
here.
each hand.
Yeah, and then
Little
you can just
nip
always
nips.
look at.
Little
Yeah,
little
little
nips.
nip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or big
I
ones,
can do
I'll just
whatever.
be over here
I was
like
to say,
this.
I like bigger nips, bigger areolas and big nips. Yeah, that's my
pepperonis.
style. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. The
My
little
nipples look
tiny
like
ones. I'm
milk
kind of like,
Pepperonis.
I'm like, that kind of looks like you're a 10-year-old boy. You gotta have some. You're a woman. Be a woman. Get them out there.
I think they can help that as
Sorry.
Salamis.
That's-
They're
So
like
did you-
salamis.
Did you expect this on today?
Honestly, I'm not surprised because I feel like I bring this out of people because
Well, you
I'm
started
so
with the
open.
poop discussion. It
That's
kind of
the
went
thing.
the
That's the
it felt
thing.
like the right natural direction to go.
Here's
so.
the thing about me. It doesn't matter where I'm at and
So
who I'm
here's the
hanging
thing.
out with. Like, you get what you get. I talk about this
what you
stuff
should
at
be.
my house with my kids, with Josh, with you guys. You just get what you get. I'm sorry.
No, don't be.
Yeah,
Don't
remember
be.
that.
Nothing to be sorry for
It's
there.
that, it's that one life thing,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
besides that, I like it. That speaking of the Jackie Zycan experience, it was still my favorite thing. She was in here and she says, "Well, we all shit the same and we all piss the same and I forget what else she said. Like we
Yeah.
all screw the same or something. It's like we're all just humans."
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, we are. Yeah.
And by
it's
the way,
kinda-
we're doing adult things. We can do whatever the hell we want
exactly.
to do. Right?
There's
Yep.
no youngins in here. This
Nope.
is a 21 and over establishment.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? Like, when you're a kid, you look at your parents and you're like, man, they're adulting. And then when you get to be an adult, you're like, fuck no, I'm not. I still feel like I'm 14.
all the
Yeah.
time.
I don't know what the fuck
Yeah.
you're
No.
doing. You
Yeah.
believe
No.
me about blending cigars and you're saying it's good? Like,
I've got two adult kids. One's married. One's going to be married here very soon. And I can't wait for the day. Like now I go and talk to my parents and I'm like, oh, I now understand that this was your first time and you had no idea what you're doing.
it's still our first
and it's
time.
our first time too. And we have no idea. And my kids all think that we should have been geniuses, just like I thought my parents should have been. Oh, you guys screwed me up. No, they didn't screw me up at all. They were
No.
doing their best.
Yep.
We're all doing it for the first time. We're all trying to adult for the first time, and we all feel
Yep.
like we're 14 all the time.
Yep.
See,
yeah.
my
Yeah.
childhood was a little different because I didn't know what my dad did, and he just wasn't home. So, like, I didn't know what he did until he retired, and I realized that he has, like, 6 master's degrees and, like, engineering this and, like, doctorate that, and he's got all these, like, degrees and blah, 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 and I was like, you did what? Like, huh? Like, I
Wasn't
remember
he,
going
like,
to work with
military
him.
something,
Yeah, it was all
or-
military stuff. So, like,
Yeah.
I knew he was in the military, but, like, I didn't know what he did. Like, I just assumed that he just went
like,
to
Dad,
an
I couldn't
office.
talk about it.
I guess, yeah. Like, he
Wow.
still doesn't talk about Desert Storm. Like, I have no idea what he did there. Like, he was in the Marines there, so, like, I don't know half the story still, but, like,
Yeah.
See you, buddy.
he's got, like, 4 or 5 master's degrees, and, like, he retired, like, 10 years ago or something, got a dog, and then, like, a month after he got the dog, he was like, all right, I'm going back to work. Got a job as an IT nerd, and then worked up to, like, IT director, and now he's in the running for a job with the FBI.
Oh
It's
my
like
gosh.
some IT job. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
And at 18, you
Whatever
were
he
getting
wants.
arrested.
That's what he's doing.
This is
Whatever he
insane.
wants.
Like,
Hell
that's
yeah.
ridiculous.
And at 18, you were getting arrested at a hotel room with a hooker.
Yeah. I mean, we all have different paths, Rob.
Honestly, I thought when he said that he didn't know what his dad did for a living, I'm like, there's a good reason. Like, maybe he's a porn star.
Yeah.
So I can't tell his kid.
Would have been a lot cooler.
It's either a porn star or he kills people, right?
Yeah.
You're like, one of those
the
two
two.
things.
Yeah, my
Louisville
wife's
Mafia.
dad. My wife's dad had the opportunity to buy a strip club when they were kids, or when he was younger, and he was like, "What am I going to tell my kids if they see like a bunch of loose change around the house?" I was like, "I don't know. Tell them you own a fucking laundromat or something. Like, who gives a shit? Like, care? You're paying for the house and you're bringing money. Who gives a fuck what you're
I've got to
doing?
go
Like,
deposit last night's take, $5,000 in $1
yeah,
bills.
$1 bills.
4 quarters still make $1, damn it.
I am finding it harder to spend cash though. Like I had some cash the last couple weeks, and everywhere I went, like parking garages don't take cash.
Yeah.
Right.
Who was it?
Really?
There was
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of places that like
Yeah.
the 500 didn't take cash except
At
for the
all.
scalpers. Like,
Yeah,
but
Indianapolis Motor
inside
Speedway's
they don't take
cashless.
cash. Like,
Crazy.
Yeah,
Parking
400,000
attendants.
people, no cash.
no, yeah, it's insane.
That
Yeah.
stuff scares me. I mean, I don't want to like totally like go off path, but like, you know, when you think about it with the banks and everything, you're like, no, that's just numbers on the screen. I can't just walk into my bank and say, hey, I want $35,000 out of my account. They're gonna be like, oh, well, sorry,
Yeah,
we
they'll be
don't
like,
have that.
we don't have that
Like,
much
You
here.
can take
Come back next Tuesday.
9,999 unless you want the feds knocking at your door.
Right, it's
Yeah.
so crazy. Like literally, it's just numbers on a screen. If everybody collectively went to their banks and tried to get money, it ain't there. It is not there. It is
Well,
not anywhere.
So I watched this movie last night, Queen Pens. You guys ever heard
I
of this?
I
fucking
saw it
love
pop
that
up.
movie.
I haven't seen it yet. We're gonna watch it.
Okay, so these are some like couple ladies that
Kristen
were
Bell.
there's Kristen Bell and I forget who the
Kristen
other lady
Bell's
is.
Like a funny
hilarious.
show?
Oh,
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
But they're coupons. She's like a former, Olympian, like an Olympic athlete. But you don't make money as an Olympic athlete in most cases unless you're like the biggest
Sponsors,
superstar,
yeah.
right? And so she's a coupon clipper. And then she finds out some way to like get coupons from the factory where they're made. And like works out with a
man.
Mexican couple to like get like the spares shipped to her, and then she sells them online, and they end up selling like $40 million
That's
Oh,
crazy.
geez.
of coupons, right? And they're just, it's great because you go and you find out like the story's a little different in real life, 3 ladies, but you look at the picture of the 3 ladies and it's not Kristen Bell at all, not even remotely close. All right. But I figure the stupidity that Kristen Bell represents in this show, like she's working hard. She's working
Yeah.
her ass off. You stuffing envelopes and mailing these things all across the country. And then it's like, they're like, oh my goodness, the money isn't clean. We got to go clean it. Well, let's go buy a bunch of shit and then we'll sell it. And then we get the clean money. And they had already had like somebody set up to clean the money.
Oh my
And they were too
gosh.
dumb to even realize that. Like it's just stupid shit that goes on continuously like that. You just don't even realize
Oh,
like
yeah, they blew like $10 million and they bought a jet and like Lamborghinis and like all these things.
Oh
and then
my god.
it's
the
a great
guy,
movie.
Yeah, the
I
guy that they
highly-
asked about, they're
yeah.
like, the money's clean, dipshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
There's a lot of good names in that one. Joel
It
McHale was in there, Vince Vaughn, Paul Rust. There's a bunch
Dude,
of names.
Vince Vaughn was great.
You know what's
Yeah, he was
crazy?
great.
And
though
actually,
is-
going back to the whole poop thing, the guy that was with him, that
Here
was
we
the
go.
loss prevention officer,
yeah,
he takes
yeah.
a shit. He shits
In his
himself
pants.
in his pants in the car. He's like,
Oh,
I'm not
no.
leaving this stakeout. I'm dedicated. Ugh. Yeah.
it's so funny because you talk about the whole like couponing thing. I don't think that show would even be a show if it wasn't the sign of the times right now, right?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
people are finding ways to survive. And, like that's really plausible what she's doing.
Hey, the coupon, those people are
Crazy.
dedicated.
Crazy.
I didn't say crazy. I said dedicated. But yeah, they're fucking nuts.
I don't like standing in line for 15 minutes at the grocery store. I'm definitely not going to fucking do it.
No.
Lisa and I
coupons.
did it one year, and it was crazy. But the thing, I mean, literally, you can get a $500, register and go up there, and they hit your coupons. You're down to $110. You're like,
Or in some cases,
what
they
the
pay
hell?
you.
But the bad thing, what it is they're giving away all the shit in the middle of the store that's horrible for you.
Yes.
Because all
Yes.
the coupons are never for fresh fruit and all the things
Oh,
you
yeah.
should be eating.
Yeah.
It's all the
All
crap
processed.
you shouldn't eat.
Yeah.
Buy
It's
10,
like,
get
oh.
10 free.
Yeah,
Keebler Elf cookie.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I could live off those for like a week.
But yeah, we did it a couple times. We're like, oh, I feel so guilty with this poor lady behind me that has 3 items and I got a cart full of coupons.
Can I
Like,
go
what
ahead
the
of you?
hell?
No.
It feels like you should have to like hold your coupons up in the air as you're waiting in line so people know not to get behind
Yeah.
you.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Like, oh shit, look at the coupon crazy person.
At least
I
and
gotta
I was
bring
like, hell no,
management
we're never
over.
doing that again. Yeah. All right, so you guys have a big following on Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff too. So we've got a decent following, not great yet, but we're working on it. And
Like, subscribe,
subscribe,
hit
all the
notifications,
things.
all the
Smash
stuff
that
that
subscribe
works.
button.
That's right.
So we this is kind of funny. You ever seen those people that send you messages on Instagram and everything else says, "Oh, I'll get you 100,000 followers for
Follow for follow.
$100." I think I figured
So
out how they
bad.
do it. So we got a letter in the mail.
Oh no.
We got a letter
I
in the
forgot
mail.
about this.
So let's blow this boy up. I think he's got like 30 followers. We're gonna blow him
Oh,
up.
he's gonna hit
So
10 million today.
his YouTube channel is post April 6th, and just watch it. Just watch it. So he sends us his letter in the mail to our YouTube, to us for YouTube. Says, I am a avid cigar smoker and a pipe collector. Take a look at my YouTube channel, and then you can't read the YouTube channel.
It's like
Happy
he
cigar
actually
smoking.
puts the whole URL on there, like
He does.
HTTPS colon
HTTPS.
/
Yeah,
It's like
I
the
can't
whole
copy
thing.
and paste that.
And I'm like, is this how those people do it? They send out 100 letters with the $100 you paid them to get 100,000. I'm like, no, I'm just joking about that. But
It's crazy.
I'm just
Wow.
like, what?
$100 doesn't buy that many stamps anymore.
Either
It's
that,
like 5 letters.
either that, or I'm kind of joking about something that means we made it big.
Oh yeah, that
Hey,
could
don't
be
laugh.
it.
That takes time and effort to put it on a piece
Damn,
of paper now.
She just laughed at me.
I mean,
God dang it.
It honestly
It's
looks
like my wife
maybe
over
somebody hired like a 9-year-old to write like 100 or 200 cards.
Hey, fuck off! I
'Cause
write like that.
the writing is, dude, my handwriting is no good either. But that
I'm not so sure I know how to write anymore. It's been so long since I've
yeah,
written something
And
yeah, I
down.
type
They
everything.
don't even teach cursive in school anymore. That's
No.
pretty crazy.
Thank
You know
God.
what-
That's come on. Let's be
Oh,
honest. We're
boy.
past it.
I
We're
will
past
tell you,
it.
all the way through
How do
high
you
school,
sign your name?
With
I
an
do-
X.
I actually
Doesn't
just
that, isn't that what everybody does?
With PDF
mine's
filer.
literally
With
R
PDF.
line, B line. Yeah.
I've got a saved certificate for that,
right, exactly. Attach.
Yeah. or a stamp. I've got a signature stamp. I
Jeez.
don't know why I have a signature stamp, but I have one.
Hey, Cynn, I've smoked that cigar. Is there another one of yours that I should be smoking right now?
The-
Is
what
there
did you?
something
You had
else?
the plasmatic.
Plasmatic.
Yeah, I had the
The
Plasmatic.
heretic.
The Heretic.
Heretic's next. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
I
I'll have
highly
that next.
recommend that one.
Cool.
Yep.
Well, we'll wrap up here in a few minutes too. 'Cause-
Yeah, we're almost done.
yeah.
Short
What
show
else?
today, huh?
Yeah, we'll go a little shorter
We'll go-
since the event's today.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll-
Oh, right. We got the event.
Yeah,
Event
yeah.
starts here
Yeah.
in just a minute.
Yeah, right after the podcast. So
Yeah.
whenever we're done, that's the event.
Poopalooza.
Poopalooza.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. It would have been harder to get it in a Glen. I will tell you that much.
I feel like I break everyone's cherry everywhere I go.
No,
Not at all.
nope, not at all.
No, we've been this bad before.
So basically, you just told on yourself because that means you haven't listened to our show before. It usually goes off the rail. I'm
Which
just
is
telling you.
okay.
Smash that subscribe button.
Right. Definitely subscribe.
My kind of crowd.
Yes, absolutely.
Don't worry, we'll tag in everything that we share, so everybody knows.
Yeah, and make sure the highlight is the poop part.
it will.
Well,
be.
of
Hey,
course.
there is no
That'll be a
question
short.
about
That'll be all
that.
by
That's gonna be
itself.
the thumbnail.
That's going to be right there, right
be
up
the
front.
thumbnail. Just
Yeah.
ice cream cup with a spoon.
Jeez.
You got to teach me how to share those
Here we
reels.
go.
'Cause
Okay, I'll show you.
I don't.
I showed Will. If Will can do it, you can.
I know. Well, like I work in technology, and I don't know how any of this social media shit
We
works.
love you,
Isn't that
Will.
We love
ridiculous? Yeah. I mean, Will doesn't work in technology. That's actually my
I know,
job.
that's
That's
true.
my career.
Yeah.
And I still don't know how any of it works.
Yeah, but you don't like the shit where you eat, so that's cool.
Right. Though that's true. That's true.
Speaking of shit.
I had somebody, I'm like
Shit.
supposed to be this engineer guy, right? Architect. And I had one of my peers. He's like, hey, you got a home lab, right? I'm like, no. I haven't had a home lab in 15 years. I just sell this shit. I don't actually want to do any of it.
So, going back to your cup story, I could see Mike and Jen in this exact same situation. And Jen comes up and asks Mike to help him, and Mike comes out with a freaking ladle. Bend over, baby. We're going.
I'm sorry, Rob. You
Aiming
said
just
I can see you
right.
in this cup with this cup situation. All I can think is one girl in a cup.
Oh, no, two girls.
I know it's two.
Oh,
I know
okay.
it's
Well,
two.
I shouldn't know that.
I know it's
I mean,
two.
not
You
that I
shouldn't know
already.
it. You don't know anything about that. None of us know anything about it.
That was funny. That came up today. It was like a comparison. It was like, what was a viral video in 2004 compared to 2024? And like, that was the video.
That was
That's
2004.
Yeah,
That's how.
20 years
Oh
ago.
my gosh.
Man.
That's how we came into internet era with a bang, right? Like,
Yeah.
no pun intended.
Yeah, right.
Literally, with
right.
a bang.
Wow.
That and the first ever YouTube video.
I have to admit, somebody told me about that, and I have never watched it, and I have no desire
I've
to.
never watched it either.
No,
Oh,
no.
I have.
I have. She's
You
got
couldn't
another.
resist, could
She's
you?
got it on her
It was
You're
all
like,
over
I
their
have to see
faces.
this. I've got
I'm
to. This can't be real. I have to look at this.
Oh, it's very.
Oh,
real.
I wish I hadn't seen
It's
that.
very.
Honestly, the 47th time she watched it, it was still the same.
Right, it was. It was.
Like people actually eat this stuff.
Oh,
Okay,
It was for research.
It
It's
weird.
so
Okay.
gritty.
It's so
I like the way it feels between my teeth.
mouthfeel. It's
It's got
mouthfeel.
great mouthfeel.
Oh, we're never gonna think of mouthfeel the same
No.
ever again.
I never do when you say it.
Mike's
Tell
literally
me
gonna
the
pull it up.
notes.
That's not usually the way I'm thinking of it, Mike. I mean, that's
Sounds like you might need to have a little intro video into this episode.
What do you
added.
get on the
Parental
retro hail?
Retro hail.
The nose.
on the palate.
the
This is corn and nuts.
This little
didn't have
kernel
any
just
corn.
sitting out here.
It smells very earthy. Earth and
Oh
leather.
man.
Babe, did you have Brussels sprouts yesterday?
God.
Sin, you
Asparagus,
definitely have to
asparagus.
come out to Carb Day next year. Now, this is the kind of
This
shit
is
we need
great.
out at the IMS Lot 6 for sure.
Yeah, we broadcast the whole lot, so we'll have speakers. So
Yeah.
we'll have a crowd.
Oh.
Everybody
Oh,
will
yeah.
join in.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yeah, when they
Yeah.
start hearing that, I'm sure they'll come running over.
No,
Yeah.
no
They'll be real
pressure.
interested.
yeah, no
No
pressure.
pressure.
No pressure at all.
Oh,
Except
Sphincter
for-
talk. It's
yeah.
great.
Peter talk.
It's the sphincter
We're talking
hour.
about poop and butt stuff.
That's a whole new pit crew.
Okay. So next year's title is going to be Get In
Changing the
Loser.
oil is a different
Changing
term.
the oil, baby. Pit stop, pit stop.
Yeah, next year's Carb Day title will be Get In Loser. We're doing butt stuff.
I like it.
It's a different kind of pit stop.
Definitely a different kind of pit stop.
Oh,
Heck yeah.
gosh.
I love it.
Boy, and we didn't know where to go after the first story. Now
Yeah, now we know.
I don't know if we know how to
Yeah.
stop. Jeez.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about the brand, you guys,
No, I
Josh?
feel pretty violated. So.
All right. Sorry about that.
that must mean the show went pretty well.
Sorry about that.
I totally brought him out, so it was willing.
Any more bourbons coming out? Any
Yeah.
more whiskeys?
No, I think that's it. We still have a few bottles, like quite a few bottles left. So I'm actually excited for that
Are
because
you going
it's
to do
still
another
just,
run? So, like, what's in existence is all there is?
Yeah, but you never know. I mean, like he's constantly coming up with new things, Rob from Tenacity. So you never know.
We'll definitely get up there to Detroit. And,
Yeah, you
and
need
check
to.
it
So
out.
It's-
the only
it's really
way
cool.
you can get this is to come to a dissident event, correct?
Correct. Yep.
So if you are from another state or whatever, reach out, to your local shops, get a dissident event in there, and get a chance to try. It's really, really good bourbon.
Yeah.
If you're sitting on the pot right now listening to this, look up your local cigar lounge.
local.
We all know. We all sit on the phone when we're on the pot. so
Absolutely.
There's no more reading shampoo bottles. That's just, that was so
That's old school.
1990.
That is. Yeah.
So we
Now
have to
it's
get a
looking on your
triggered targeted
phone.
ad as soon as, like,
You get hemorrhoid cream coming up.
yeah.
It reads my mind. I don't get it.
Preparation H. in
And
partnership with
Dissident.
How does it know I have butt grapes?
That wasn't there when I started.
Oh, yeah, this will be the one where we get the crazy ad again afterwards.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got to tag
Yeah.
everybody on this. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
like,
sure.
this
Oh,
one
yeah.
has to get.
Neil
yeah.
deGrasse Tyson's getting tagged on this one, too. I don't give a shit. Like,
We've tagged him before. Yeah.
The universe.
yeah.
Universe.
Aliens.
It's happening.
And we had a little slight conspiracy talk there. So maybe tag Trey Mack on this one.
Oh,
yeah.
A little
He'll get
bit.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. My hope is that we can get more postcards.
Yes.
So,
If you're a YouTuber, send us a postcard.
yeah.
tell us what
We'll
your,
get a wall.
your channel is.
Look,
get a
just,
wall of them.
okay, if
Post them in the lounge.
If you write subscribed on a postcard and send it to us,
It counts.
We'll think it's awesome. But
I will mail you something special. So
Yes.
make sure there's a return address.
It might be poop in a cup.
It might be. I'm not saying
never
it's
know.
not going to be.
It could be.
Might be a flaming bag of dog shit.
Now I'm scared to travel because I feel like people are gonna be like, "Hey, aren't you that poop girl?" No, I'm the cigar girl. I'm the cigar girl. Not the poop girl.
Cigars. Gosh.
But you did do it.
I mean,
It was a thing.
No.
It happened.
It was a thing. It's what you had to do. It was
are
a
you
doctor thing. Come on.
Are you coming out with any cigars that have a tapered end?
Oh God.
that was the Molotov, and I was just trying to open the door for people to
pigtail.
understand. Like,
I mean, you don't want your mouth to slam shut when you're smoking.
I'm crowning.
Turtle head's peeking.
I'm prairie
This
dogging
went
it.
off the rails, didn't it? Holy crap.
All right, that's all the time we have for today.
All right.
Thanks, Mr. Hanky.
So if you do another whiskey, it has to be Mr. Hanky.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make
absolutely.
sure it's not that brown color. Maybe we should do a little bit lighter. I don't know.
So
Go
that
for
is-
a
that's a
weeder.
good question. I know you do like whiskey. Is that your drink of choice?
It
or
is, yeah.
Have you
I've-
flipped over a little bit to rum being down in Nicaragua?
No, so rum I do like, but it's so sugary.
Yeah,
And-
that's the way we are.
Rum was the first thing out of alcohol that made me realize something wasn't okay also with my liver. I can't drink rum anymore. So sad. But
I do agree.
Too many
Rum is
additives.
a little bit sweeter. We've tried some cast strength rum that actually does the things that bourbon does with the rum flavor in it. It's
Looking at
really
you, Mark.
nice. But look at you, Mark.
Now,
But
with being in summertime, and you guys know this, one of my favorite summer drinks is the daiquiri.
Yeah.
Not the old, not like the icy, the old
Okay.
school original daiquiri, which is just white rum, lime juice, like a shit ton of lime juice, and some simple syrup.
Yeah.
And then you just serve it straight up, right? You shake it over ice and then strain it, and
isn't that a margarita?
it
But-
actually isn't because it's rum.
But it's rum instead
Oh,
of
okay.
tequila.
It's
Yeah.
rum,
Like, wait a
right?
minute.
Yeah, no,
We're
it's
getting
rum, and
creative
there's
here.
no orange. It was actually, so the old fashioned is credited as being the first cocktail ever invented.
Really?
Yeah, because it's pretty simple, right? There's not a whole lot. It's bitters and simple syrup and whiskey, right? The second was the daiquiri, and again,
That's
because it's
crazy.
very, very easy, just lime, white rum, and simple syrup.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's so refreshing. It's great when it's really, really hot out and you're like, I need something a little bit more than beer, right? Because
Yeah,
usually like an ice cold
yeah.
cerveza is awesome. I mean, when it's really, really hot. But yeah, definitely try the daiquiri, and it gets rid of all the
Nice.
sugar.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
I certainly can't do the old fashions because it just brings back memories of when I was 21 and I got wasted on Grey Goose and orange juice, and that coming back up
I can't drink
reminds
orange juice
me
anymore.
it's so bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, that bitter taste.
Spring
I'm like,
break.
I can't do that.
Yep.
Spiced rum. I
Can't
can't
do
do
it.
spiced
Oh,
rum.
I
like
can't do spice rum.
20 years later, I'm still traumatized by
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
Can't do
Grey
it.
Goose days.
You know what I found? You remember the little like icy pops?
Yeah.
All right, so they Pedialyte makes those.
What?
Yeah, Pedialyte makes icy pops now.
Like the original, or they make like Pedialyte versions of
They make Pedialyte versions of ice pops.
Oh, Nicaragua needs to get on
Oh.
that.
Yeah,
That sounds
so, like,
awesome, actually.
You get your fix of like an ice pop while you're also getting hydrated. So
But
like,
you drink
a
half of it, and then you
win-win.
pour bourbon in, and you do both.
Yeah.
Just saying, I mean,
Yeah. See?
This does sound like a good hangover thing.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got sick.
Pedialyte
I got
icy.
sick last week. I don't know if it was like food. I hadn't drank in like 3 days. But like I woke up and like I was puking and not having a good time. And so my wife went to the store and she came back with like 2 bottles of Pedialyte and this big box of Pedialyte icy pops. And I was like, fuck yeah. It's like,
That
this
is
It's my jam.
great.
The colors don't match the box, so it kind of threw me off. Like the purple is supposed to be grape. It was like olive green. I was like, this is not going to taste good. It tasted like grape. Their coloring is
It's
way
wrong.
off. It's way off. So don't go
Wrong-
by that.
Wrong food coloring.
Did
Yeah.
it help your hangover?
It did.
That's interesting.
It really
Yeah.
did. And I usually just they also have an unflavored one now. It just tastes like lemon water. It's actually really good. So
I've realized that now that I'm in my 40s, like hangovers, they last like a week, and I'm not down for
Right?
that. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, why did I do
Yeah,
that?
I get at least a solid 2 hard days
Oof,
in. Yeah.
so bad.
yeah, Scott
they're
needs
real
a
bad.
Scott needs a month to recover after carb day.
But
And
we,
that whole
but we
That's
do know the
true.
cure to hangovers.
Yeah.
Start drinking.
I was just gonna
That's
say
true.
it's what is that called? Not a raw dog. what is the
Hair of the
Hair
dog.
of the dog.
Whole different thing.
Raw dog versus
Yeah.
hair of the dog. Huh?
So the
Yeah,
next
those
morning
are,
after a hangover, you just wake up and raw dog. I feel better that way.
You might feel better.
Yeah, I mean, usually,
Or
gets
you
me
might feel
going.
worse.
It's a good thing I only announced my name in the beginning.
Exactly.
I don't remember who I am.
Don't worry, it's not your real name. It's not a real name. It
Something
really
tells
isn't.
me that cream pie is not what you're going for a hangover.
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
You know.
No bananas Fosters
Right.
in there either.
There's a burger where we live in town that is called a cream pie, and I always die when my kids order it.
I'd like a cream pie, please.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck did you say?
And you said it's a burger, like a hamburger.
Oh,
Like,
that's
it's
a
a cream pie. The
yeah,
cream pie burger.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
What is
It's
this
got
made of? Like,
white cheese.
okay.
A lot of white cheese.
Is it like a stuffed burger then? Is it?
Um,
Because I like I used to eat a lot of like feta stuffed turkey burgers and stuff. So, like that's what made
yeah,
me
but
think
it's
of
less curdly. It's more fresh. It's a fresh.
It's a little more runny.
It's more of a fresh cream pie.
And tomorrow we're getting a postcard from the FCC.
She's
There's
speechless.
meat in there somewhere.
This is the non. It's white creamy cheese, not curdled cheese, between two hamburger
Two very
patties. and it
meaty
just-
things and some white creamy cheese. Like that's what it's a cream pie.
Yeah. Okay. Cynn, you are always welcome on the show.
Yes,
You can come
are.
back anytime.
We'll have the Cynn segment.
Actually, Will, screw you, buddy. You're not on the show anymore.
Yeah,
She's
Len,
our
you've been
she's our
replaced.
guest.
Sorry.
So we record every Sunday.
My handler's over here looking at me every now and then.
It's like,
Love you,
what
Calvin.
are you doing?
So I will say, so the event's not started quite yet. People will be hopefully showing up here in the next half hour or so. Did what happen so far? Everyone that has shown up has been a guy.
And
We knew that would
sadly
happen
enough,
Damn
they
it.
because we do
left.
ladies' night and guys show up.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Jen's on her way. She'll be here at noon tomorrow. No.
From concept to creation, Bother Visuals specializes in bringing your ideas to life. They'll turn ordinary moments into extraordinary stories. Bother Visuals is your one-stop shop for all things visual. Be sure to like and follow on all social media at Bother Visuals. So I don't have to bring a mic anymore.
Nope.
Good. Then I don't have to get all pissy when you already got a mic.
Scott
Sorry,
was mad at me.
He had me drag a bunch of shit out, and I don't walk real well. I had a car accident a few years back, so I'm hauling stuff across a hill, and I show up with everything to the table for our live event,
And everything's set up.
and it's all set up, and I'm like, well, I brought all this stuff, and Mike's like, yeah, I'm good, I don't need it. I was like,
He's like, you
oh,
fucking
all
take
right,
it back
well,
to the truck.
fine,
then."
you fucking walk your ass back to my truck and take it back there. No, I took it back. It's fine.
Do you need the internet?
It was a
No.
good show.
Fuck you then.
That's right.
So when's the next events you have coming up? Are they this weekend or do you have more
the next few
week?
days. We're going to. Oh my gosh, I would have to pull Calvin up here, but I know that we are in Indiana maybe tomorrow, and then Ohio, and then back to Indiana.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Where in Ohio are you going?
Mommy.
Don't know where that is.
I think it's right outside of Toledo.
Okay.
And
Okay,
then I
that's
know
a
we're going
city.
to another. I can't think of the other city we're going to in Ohio. We're doing a couple
Columbus.
stops between, not Columbus.
Shit.
Um,
That's where I'll be this weekend.
but it's another big. What is it? Why am I drawing a blank? I have poop on the brain.
Cincinnati? Cincinnati?
No.
Cleveland?
No. Maybe it is just Toledo.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, Toledo's hockey team can suck it.
Toledo.
yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
We tend to do so. We do events where they're the meet and greets, but then between those, we'll stop at other lounges just to say hi and
Heck yeah.
shake some hands. And I always get so many people mad at me. You didn't say you were going to this lounge. I'm like, hey, I didn't know I was going to this lounge either. So
Yeah.
you know?
Blame my handler.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
what I
here
call
whenever
my
Calvin
handler.
takes me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I just show up and he's got the itinerary, and I just show up with a smiling face and talk about poop and
Yeah.
other things.
Well,
and
and that's
cream pie hamburgers.
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, is like, if you're ever feeling like, maybe I should go to the lounge tonight, just go. There's probably a reason why you're feeling like you need to go to the lounge. Just go. She might be there.
Yeah,
If your
that's
stomach's a little
true.
queasy, you get a knot, can't poop.
Yeah.
Go to
Go
the
to the
lounge.
lounge.
I'll tell you how to fix that problem.
Take a cup,
Take a cup, maybe a spoon.
little spoon.
We'll get you
ladle.
taken care of.
Not a tiny spoon, a
Yeah.
ladle.
Photography will be on site. So you can share it with all your friends.
Balloon not exposed.
Oh, I just had something jump into my head.
Oh,
Poop
Why
in
is-
a cup.
That's it. He
Poop in a
started
cup.
singing it.
Oh, did you? He's got that one already?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I missed it. I missed it.
Yeah.
No, it's poop in a cup.
It's so easy. It's like pooping in a cup.
Yep.
All right.
All
Well, I
right.
think we've done
I
about
think
all
we're
the
about-
damage that
we
we
did
could
all the damage we
possibly
could.
do.
We could probably do more damage.
We probably could,
could.
but maybe
Yeah.
it's time to.
Yeah, let's go enjoy the event.
Yes,
Let's
yes.
go get some ladies.
Absolutely.
Let Cynn go out here and actually mingle and talk to some people and hang out. So,
Heck yeah.
well, cool. Well, where can everybody find you on social media, or where do you like to point people?
Cynn Coburn, CynnCoburn is my personal account, and then you have Dissident Cigars _official is for Dissident on Instagram, and then Facebook Cynn Coburn, and then there's a group for Dissident on Facebook as well. And we tend to
Yes.
drop stuff only in the Dissident group.
You'll follow
There
that
you go.
group for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Final Third Cigar.
You can get me at Scotty P Smokes.
You can follow me at Mr. Hanky the Christmas Poo. I had to say it. I'm sorry. No, you can follow me at both their visuals, Spencer Lee's, and don't forget to follow the podcast page, The Final Third Podcast. Like and subscribe. Smash that like button.
Notifications,
We're not
all
saying
that
that.
shit.
All that
Yeah.
stuff. Send us a postcard.
Send us a
Send us a
postcard.
postcard.
Write subscribe
It's
on
very
it. Yeah.
poetic.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
for joining
coming.
us.
Thanks, Cynn.
This has been a lot of
Appreciate
fun.
it. It's been
Yeah.
great.
Glad I could ruin your lives.
Not at all. Not at all.
We'll see
you
y'all
guys next time.
time.
Cheers.
Cheers.